The sky tonight hides a secret, one that most won't see, and even fewer will understand. A secret that emerged not from a hidden galaxy or a deep telescope lens, but from something so simple, so beautiful it almost went unnoticed. High above, as twilight fades and city lights flicker on, the moon, Mercury, and a glittering storm of ancient stars known as the Beehive Cluster are converging in a silent, celestial dance. You won't hear about it on the news, won't see it trending in your feed, but it's real, and it's happening right now. Scientists didn't predict how perfect this moment would be. Astronomers are stunned by the visibility, the timing, the alignment. Some say it's a coincidence. Others believe it's something more. A cosmic whisper, a riddle in the dark. What if this isn't just a rare alignment, but a message, a pattern, a shift? And here's the strangest part. It won't happen again like this in your lifetime. Why did no one tell us this was coming? Why are the skies suddenly so clear when they should be hazy with solar dust? Why are observatories turning their cameras toward a cluster that hasn't been this visible in decades? Why is Mercury, normally invisible, now shining just below a glowing crescent moon, as if pulled into place? Not for headlines, not for drama, just to remind us that we are part of something infinitely larger than we dared to imagine. Tonight, for a few fleeting minutes, the universe is painting something rare across the canvas of our sky. The real question is not what you re-seeing, but why you only hearing about it here. This isn't just a Skywatch event. This is a moment of alignment. A question written in starlight. They go inside, turn on lights, check their phones, and carry on with life as usual. But just beyond the haze of human distraction, something spectacular is unfolding, an astronomical ballet, timed with near-impossible precision. Tonight, 3 celestial players enter the stage. The waxing crescent moon, the innermost planet Mercury, and a forgotten sea of stars, known as the Beehive Cluster. For just a sliver of time, these ancient wanderers align in a twilight performance that no artist, no algorithm, no simulation could ever fully recreate. Mercury, usually drowned in the sun's glare, sneaks out from hiding, burning faintly but defiantly in the west. Above it, the moon, slim and curved like a cosmic smile, hovers in silence. And farther still, as the sky deepens to indigo, a glittering mist appears, thousands of stars swarming together in a tight cluster. 600 light-years away, known to astronomers as Messier 44. To see all 3, with the naked eye, that's a rare gift. But to see them align so cleanly, with no interference from clouds, smog, or solar haze, that's almost unnatural. It's as if the universe paused, cleared the canvas, and offered Earth a brief moment of perfection. Astronomers are calling it beautiful. Some are calling it eerie. But everyone who looks up is thinking the same thing. What does this mean? And you are standing under it. As the sun dips below the horizon, most people turn their gaze back to Earth. Mercury, the closest planet to the sun, is often invisible to us. Lost in solar glare, hidden by daytime brilliance, and buried in the chaos of twilight. But tonight, it's here. Clear, confident, and oddly bright. Mercury is only visible a few times a year, and even then, it rarely emerges during such optimal sky conditions. Its appearance is brief, like a spark in the darkness. Scientists didn't expect it to appear so sharply this evening, especially after a week of solar activity that should have clouded our upper atmosphere. And yet there it is, burning orange against the fading blue, perfectly situated beneath the crescent moon. Some astronomers are calling this Mercury's best apparition of the year. Others are asking, why now? What shifted? What conditions aligned so precisely to let us see what's normally invisible? In ancient cultures, Mercury was a messenger between worlds. In astrology, it rules communication. In astronomy, it's a mystery riddled with odd magnetic fields and a bizarrely thin atmosphere. And tonight, it seems to be telling us something if only we knew how to listen. There's something emotionally powerful about the crescent moon. It isn't just a rock in space. It's a living clock. It's a mirror for Earth's rhythms, a symbol in nearly every civilization across human history. And tonight the moon is not full, not hidden, just perfect. A silver arc, gently glowing, hanging above Mercury like a guardian. It adds more than just beauty to the scene. It adds meaning. The moon's position tonight is key to this alignment. If it were even slightly more illuminated, it would wash out the Beehive Cluster entirely. If it were behind the sun, Mercury would never be seen. But here it is, crescent and calm, offering the perfect balance of light and shadow. Its tilt tonight tangled just enough to cradle Mercury beneath its glow feels, more like choreography than coincidence. And what's more mysterious is this: the moon has been the subject of recent seismic shifts, both literal and political. Private companies want to mine it. Nations want to colonize it. But tonight, it returns to what it's always been, a quiet observer of our shared cosmic story. Hovering quietly above Mercury, nearly imperceptible to the untrained eye, lies the Beehive Cluster, also known as Messier 44, a dense, ancient nest of stars located 577 light-years from Earth. This open cluster is older than any building on Earth and more mysterious than most galaxies. Thousands of stars packed into a tight swarm, glowing like dust caught in moonlight. Usually, you'd need binoculars to see it, but tonight, it's faintly visible without them. Why? Because the crescent moon's dim glow provides just enough darkness for the cluster to peek through. Astronomers believe this moment could give us clearer data on star aging, cluster dispersion, and the nature of solar wind interference. And there's more data, from observatories in Chile and the Canary Islands, show that something unusual is enhancing our ability to see the Beehive. Whether it's atmospheric, magnetic, or something else entirely, the question remains. Why is this ancient cluster speaking now? On paper, the Moon, Mercury, and Beehive alignment was expected. Astronomers charted it weeks ago, but not like this. This isn't just alignment, it's clarity. Sharp, clean, photogenic clarity that shouldn't be happening. Solar flares this week were supposed to cloud the sky with geomagnetic haze. Light pollution from cities should have dimmed the cluster. Its skies are unusually transparent in many regions, from Arizona to Australia. What changed? Did Earth's magnetosphere rebound unexpectedly? Are we witnessing a brief moment of atmospheric clarity driven by unknown variables? Even experts are baffled. What we're seeing is not just beautiful, it's almost ... suspicious. Like the cosmos cleaned the lens and told us, look closely. But at what and why now? Astronomers agree on one thing. This alignment, under these conditions, may not happen again in your lifetime. Not with the same moon phase, same Mercury brightness, same Beehive backdrop, and same atmospheric clarity. We're talking about dozens of variables lining up, each one unlikely on its own. But altogether, that's almost statistically impossible, and yet here it is. A one-night-only portal into the kind of cosmic poetry most people only read about. This is not just astronomy, it's storytelling, it's art, and it's fleeting. After tonight, Mercury will slip back into the sun's glare. The moon will move on, the Beehive will fade, and the moment will be gone, never to be repeated quite the same way again. In ancient Babylon, Egypt, and China, triple sky alignments were seen as divine messages. The moon represented emotion or intuition. Mercury symbolized communication. And a star cluster like the Beehive's countless glowing minds was often interpreted as the voice of the heavens. Priests would gather to record these alignments. Emperors made decisions based on them. So what would those ancient astronomers have said about tonight's sky? Would they see it as a warning, a prophecy, shifting consciousness? Today, modern science doesn't deal in omens, but it does respect rare data. And tonight's alignment is exactly that, a treasure trove of cosmic information waiting to be interpreted by the curious, the mathematical, the spiritual, and maybe even the skeptical. It didn't take long for the global science community to notice. From Hawaii to South Africa, astronomers have turned their instruments toward this celestial triangle. Spectrometers are recording light angles off Mercury. Deep field cameras are mapping the Beehive's glow against atmospheric distortion. Even the James Webb Space Telescope has logged data from the cluster region tonight. Some institutions are calling it an observational opportunity of the year. But not just for photos, for science. These alignments allow us to refine orbit models, test lensing effects, and even analyze space dust layers in new ways. It's not just pretty, it's important. And right now, the whole planet's watching, even if you haven't heard about it. On social media, amateur astronomers are already calling it the Twilight Trio, But oddly, it hasn't trended. Platforms are quiet. No viral hashtags, no major news features. Just silence broken only by a few incredible photos in niche forums. Stunning DSLR shots from desert skies, iPhone captures from balconies, telescope live streams with thousands of viewers. Why the silence? Why is such a magnificent cosmic event being ignored? Could it be that our digital world is too fast, too noisy, too distracted to see the sky anymore? Or is something keeping the spotlight away? Here's a fact that has scientists scratching their heads. The skies tonight are unusually clear across multiple continents, despite solar activity that should cause disruption. Recent coronal mass ejections were expected to disturb Earth's magnetosphere. That usually results in shimmering auroras, but cloudy upper air. Instead, the skies are still clean, transparent. Could it be a magnetospheric anomaly? A sudden reversal in upper atmosphere flow? Or is there something else clearing the path, something we don't yet understand? If space is trying to show us something, tonight is the perfect time to look. Mercury isn't just small, it's weird. For a planet so close to the sun, its magnetic field shouldn't even exist. But it does, and it behaves strangely. Scientists are beginning to notice something fascinating tonight. Mercury's magnetic field appears to be behaving differently during this alignment. Data collected from Earth-based instruments show unexpected fluctuations, minor but noticeable. Could this be due to its position relative to Earth and the Moon? Could the Beehive Cluster's background radiation have a lensing effect on Mercury's magnetosphere? Or is this just an observational glitch? For decades, NASA has puzzled over Mercury's oversized iron core, its slow spin, and its planet-wide magnetic anomalies. But now, with this rare positioning and intense visibility, astronomers finally have a window to study how this magnetic field behaves in a real-time cosmic triangulation. It might not be a coincidence. Perhaps we're witnessing subtle, interplanetary electromagnetic interaction that textbooks never predicted. And if we can figure this out, it could redefine how we understand planetary protection, radiation shielding, and maybe even how we approach future Mercury landers. There's a stillness in the sky tonight that feels almost unnatural, not because of what's visible, but because of what isn't. No electric flashes of auroras streak across the poles. No interference from solar wind distorts starlight. And the geomagnetic field, which usually hums with the restless breath of our sun, is oddly still. This rare calm doesn't feel coincidental. In fact, astrophysicists have documented a pattern before major solar events in eerie silence, often described as the quiet sun that precedes eruptions. Just like how the ocean withdraws before a tsunami, space too has its omens. With the solar maximum of cycle 25 rapidly approaching on unpredictable peak in solar activities, scientists are watching closely. Could this temporary stillness signal an incoming geomagnetic event? Could the moon's gravitational influence, positioned so close to Mercury, be subtly disturbing electromagnetic tides between planetary bodies? It sounds like science fiction, but in reality, magnetospheric coupling and resonance effects between planetary fields are well documented. What if this moment of calm is the sky holding its breath before a bigger exhale? The convergence of the Moon, Mercury, and Beehive ISNT, just a visual marvelet, might be part of a cosmic rhythm that we're only beginning to understand. One where planetary alignments aren't just beautiful, they're predictive. And tonight we may be standing in the eye of something vast and unknown. Something that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. It begs the question, is this silence the universe's way of telling us to prepare? At first glance, the Beehive Cluster looks like a soft, silvery cloud suspended in the darkness. But astronomers know better. It's a tightly packed swarm of nearly 1,000 stars, each one burning for millions of years. Locked in a dance that stretches back to the birth of our galaxy, and tonight something about it is off. Subtle, but measurable. Astrophotographers and light curve analysts have confirmed a small but steady increase in the cluster. Its apparent brightness over the last 24 hours. On paper, it's just a few percent, but in astronomical terms, that's like a lighthouse suddenly gaining a second bulb. What could cause it? Dust clearance in Earth's upper atmosphere? Perhaps. But that wouldn't explain why observatories on opposite hemispheres are recording the same enhancement. Could gravitational lensing from an unseen object, maybe a rogue planet or black hole, be magnifying the light? Could we be witnessing a small flare or mass ejection from a dying star within the cluster? Some even wonder whether quantum gravitational wave interactions could momentarily distort the perceived brightness of tightly grouped stellar bodies. What's more, AI models analyzing the cluster's light spectrum are reporting irregularities, frequencies that shouldn't be showing up at all. If accurate, that would suggest there's something new happening inside Messier 44, a minor nova. A chain reaction among older stars nearing collapse. We don't know. And maybe that's the point. In a universe where we think we've mapped every flicker, every flare, every star, this sudden brightening is a reminder. Even ancient lights can still surprise us. Maybe, just maybe, the Beehive is trying to get our attention. In today's hyper-connected world, information is constant, attention is fragmented, and silence is rare. People scroll through feeds instead of fields, swipe through facts without wonder, and look down far more than they look up. But tonight, for a rare and fragile moment, the sky breaks through that digital static. A quiet reminder, etched not in pixels, but in photons that have traveled across centuries, to simply look, to pause, to feel. This alignment isn't just astronomy, it's nostalgia, longing buried deep in the human soul. Long before telescopes, humans charted the heavens with their eyes and their stories. The moon was a calendar, Mercury a messenger, star clusters like the Beehive. They were spirits, families, prophecies, and tonight those same lights still shine above us, unchanged by wars, politics, or prophets. Or are we all just chasing shadows of light that vanish before we understand them? It's easy to forget that the stars don't need us, but we've always needed them. They gave us direction, time, meaning. They made us feel connected to something greater. But in a world driven by algorithms and deadlines, even the sky has become background noise. This alignment dares to break through. It whispers to those willing to listen, you haven't lost your wonder. It's still up here. And the only question is how many will look before it fades again into history. There's a quiet kind of magic in events that go unnoticed. No banners, no headlines, no big-budget documentaries. Just a moment hanging in the silence, waiting for someone curious enough to notice it. That's what this alignment is. It's not a media spectacle. No. Not a scientific breakthrough broadcast on every channel. But a gift. A small, sacred convergence that rewards one thing only: wonder. While most people scroll past their windows, unaware of the moon's gentle glow or Mercury's rare appearance, you stopped. You listened. You looked up. That choice, that simple act of noticing, connects you to something greater. Because this wasn't an alignment designed for fame. It was for the quiet astronomer, the balcony stargazer, the kid with a telescope and a heart full of questions. The ancient soul hidden in a modern body. Tonight the universe spoke softly, and you were among the few who heard it. That makes you rare. Not because you're smarter or richer or more educated, but because you cared. You chose to pay attention in a world that's forgotten how. And long after the alignment fades and the cluster dims, that curiosity will remain. Like a spark, like a seed, like a star. If you made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're a sky watcher, seeker, a rare soul in a world too loud to hear the stars. This moment in the sky was never trending. It wasn't viral. It wasn't commercial. It was quiet, beautiful, alive, and you saw it. The moon didn't shout, Mercury didn't scream, the Beehive Cluster, it whispered just loud enough for you to wonder. Now, here's your choice. You can scroll on, forget, and return to the noise. Or you can stay curious. Subscribe to the Daily Scope for more moments like this, more cosmic truths that the world isn't ready to hear. And tell us in the comments, did you see the sky tonight? Did you feel it? The universe just aligned for you? Don't miss the next whisper.